Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call Colres, as we dey look at different story dem na the front page and inside the newspaper. So no forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube, who we go bring to una different guests dem wey dey can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call Colres, as we dey look at different story dem na the front page and inside the newspaper. So no forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube, who we go bring to una different guests dem wey dey can.
Welcome to another edition of a program where we call Colres, right on we are on YouTube and on Facebook, so we can discuss issues them way the different newspaper that they carry for the day. And inside the program today, we start with the first paper where na the Apex newspaper. Now the first paper where we go on with this morning na the program, and this one basically get a story say SLPP unveils ambitious 2023 manifesto, consolidating gains and accelerating transformation. Kings you as well get actress Eja Tubare extends support to LEONE entertainer. This another story there for you inside this edition of the Apex newspaper. The Times newspaper and the next paper we say Gento unveils city manifesto for a better Freetown. And as election day nearer, President Biden sends undersecretary to states for Africa. And get as well other story the way they inside this edition of the Times newspaper, Freetown Daily. Say Gento launches manifesto. You as well get Susan B. Coker Award among 50 most influential women in Sierra Leone. The next paper, the Africa 24, we say Anaskroma, APC face no more rice importation. And you as well get Salone is grappling with high debts. Dr. Samura Kamara. See for the media and the next paper for this morning, we say Energy Minister flops with terrible and frequent power outage. And you as well get Gento launches manifesto for we all. And Samura Kamara One Nation manifesto to save Salone. This is another story for inside this edition. The next one at the Standard Times, we say microcredit empowerment and water. Gento set to address. And you as well get emeritus status. Professor Sheikh Umar Kamara honored. This another story for inside this edition of the Standard Times. AZ newspaper say no runoff campaign trail. Banff district declares full-fledged support for President's bill. And you get linking agricultural community, SLPP flag bearer returns sought for Matrujong Sembel Bridge construction. You as well get APC snob Sam Sumana Diana Konomani paves way for SLPP Kono victory. They in Yagoi community SLMA to construct new jetty. This another story for you inside is the newspaper. The next one are the indigenous newspaper. We say, I will transform agriculture and boost food security, says President Bio. And you as well get Sierra Leoneans promise by Samura Kamara of a better economy, APC manifesto, and the Tamba Pulum of Sierra Leone Port Authority recognized by FBC students. This another story for inside section of the indigenous newspaper. The next paper for this morning, now the Voice of Salone newspaper. Voice of Salone newspaper get 5 game changer addresses bread and butter issue. JJ Safar. You as well get 36 students receive scholarship from FTL, and voting him as next president. Mayor of Freetown Gentle commit voting him as next mayor of Freetown, Gentle commits to fix water problem in Freetown. NCD concludes civic and voter education engagement. This is another story for inside this edition of Voice of Salone. The next paper for this morning, the Calabash newspaper. Calabash newspaper get a banner headline saying Mohammed Gentle Kamara unveils Freetown for we all manifesto, and you as well get Jala University Administration renames faculty building, and former APC number 2 strong man in the Internal Affairs Ministry crosses over to SLPP. This another story for you inside this edition of the Calabash newspaper. Open space now the next paper for this morning. We say as he launches manifesto, Gentle Kamara promises to clean the mess and restore order. The next paper for this morning, now Beyond Borders, we say voters in Small Boat Chiefdom assured President Bio of historical votes. And you as well get as he launches his manifesto, SLPP Mayoral candidate promises to fix street lights in Freetown in 100 days. Former APC Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs declares for SLPP. This another story for inside this edition of this of the Beyond Borders. The next one, now the Independent Observer will say after 5 years assessing Bio's socio-economic development. Mohammed Gentle Kamara launches manifesto for mayor of Freetown. A tribute to Bernadette Cole, one of journalism's greats. And then you get the next paper, winner the Source newspaper, Supreme Court, the last attempt to ditch Samura Kamara thrown out. With only 5 Leones take marking international football betting turns Taylor into a millionaire. This is another story for you inside this edition of this Source newspaper. And of course again, fraudulent ACC exposes Motherland City scam. And you as well get the next paper on the Night Watch where say, is Dr. Samura Kamara tone deaf or just not fit? June 24 elections, no overvoting. Bill's second term bid, a push or pull. And then you get after 18 months, no case against Lara and Tamba Momoh. Well, now all this we get for inside the program this morning. We actually take a very short break, and after that they will come and talk to we guest inside the program.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today, but this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the Wala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for it in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube, Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are the channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Alright, welcome back. Welcome back. You still watch Colgate's Right on We are on YouTube and on Facebook. We got two people that will join me inside the program today. For let me actually, do you not forgive me? I look tired, bad one. So I look they are big, not forgive me. And we get two people that don't join me inside the program this morning. One, Alphonsus Bani, and then we get Sayo Kamara, we're a journalist, and Alphonsus Bani, a civil rights activist, and waiting for Human Rights Defenders Network. They don't join me inside the program. Follow we come and discuss the issues them where they not the different newspaper them for this morning. And we're not waste any more time. We'll start with this issue of the Auditor General, where we see now the last paper that one day we a review inside the Night Watch newspaper. I'll just project them again, let people them see them actually. And then we go actually begin to meeting this idea. Okay, the Night Watch newspaper gets a lot of issues them way they carry, but the one way we go take now the issue of the Auditor General. We say after 18 months, no case against Lara and Tamba Momoh. Alphonsus, you don't follow this case. 18 months into this case, 10 now, nothing not come up from this case. According to this paper, no case not against them. You don't follow this, right?
Yeah, we don't follow this. I don't know whether the basis of the newspaper in writing, whether it come out from the outcome or a report from the tribunal where the government sets. If not speculation, then that are the views and opinion of the newspaper. Because one thing we wait for, see, waiting at the evidence or waiting the government be all against the Auditor General and in deputy, we suggest say they don't do an administrative breach of the statutory mandate. And they not explain to you precisely exact all what happened. So they anticipate say the tribunal where the government don't set for looking to that one day, then will come out with an independent balance account and report of the situation. And so if we don't get, because we don't receive any report yet, I know you say the tribunal don't present a report. But if the report is out, then I get them, then it can happen say they not find the Auditor General and the deputy wanting. That a very big advantage for the Auditor General and in deputy, and it also send a signal that the executive no go just do something and then cover her up. But you get people and we get the country at heart. We go look at the facts, the merit of issues them, and decide say no, government no not do well. That now go come out to that kind reporting for exonerate the Auditor General and in deputy. But until unless we receive short report from those committee, I no go think say something they don't find them wanting. The only thing is that we get concerned because the government not tell we the time frame of that tribunal. The tribunal not tell you when they for work, when they for stop, and elections with the campus so now. And up to now, not really anything. So we think say a disservice to the people of this country, and also they also give credence to the work of the audit service naturally.
Mr. Kamara, Sayo, you do over there, and no case after 18 months, you yourself don't follow this case of the Auditor General, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what thing are you on take on, this case?
Well, I stand very strongly with what Mr. Malik just done the talk, because honestly, where you allege say somebody don't do a malfeasance, you don't set up a committee, I think say that be the responsibility of government for make them put on fast track that in there, because the issue of the Auditor General is very burning issue in the country. Just putting Alfonso don't talk, it's very clear the entire country in attention daily for make people know clearly what that is exact malfeasance way the Auditor General and the deputy do. me as a journalist personally, I could take and say it was just for make them go skip off this Auditor General and in the way, and for make them go silence whatever way they raise up, way not be gross financial and other misappropriations the way we don't happen within government at that time. So to me, I stand strongly with the team Alfonso just to say, and I think so that's my own opinion on that.
Okay, so look at this thing. The last time when they appear in a court, now the 8th of May, you know, and the last appear in a court. And after, even before that thing, then get this draw. You know, normally, when you do go court, if na me can you go na court, yeah, me na the prosecuting team. And me suppose for go and explain what thing make a can you go na court. Not also it can normally be.
That's it for me, yes.
Yeah, but in the case of the Auditor General in your own case, after when they don't care then go na court, the prosecuting team they ask now for let the Auditor General they explain what make them go na court. What to make they sue. I know before know how for put them. Like you don't care me go now na court. You they ask me now for let me first go explain what are the issue inside this matter. It's supposed to be like that. They by law we don't see that they happen before.
That truly is a travesty of justice that one day. Because we try for misplace things them, and we try for move away from the judicial process. Because you know you know alert say me don't do wrong. You tell me when a court they go ask me for make me go explain a court what to make them face speaker. Nobody no go willingly grab me carry himself go na court. He say, hey, I don't can a court to it's not possible. There must have been something and somebody get for prosecute me for carrying me go na court. And the onus lie on that person for make you go tell the court to make you carry me go the court. Me own responsibility but don't just be for defend myself. So in that case I see as a travesty and I see as a not in place and the car just don't say we all concerned as journalists, we all concerned as people of Sierra Leone, we all don't actually know what happened, what the Auditor General do and the deputy and what for don't be the outcome of that particular case day. But as it is to me, as a journalist, I say it was a political witch hunt. It was a way of getting rid of somebody where I think you don't stand over time. It all raised the bar na the audit Sierra Leone or auditing the government and in activities in the financial sector. Or make them go silence them and do away with whatever they want to do and get on to whatever they want to get on. And I think that's what's going on. Because it's not right for making somebody go 18 months today out of office. 18 months, you not tell her what you don't do. 18 months, you not get the fine of putting the tribunal set up for. I think say that not right and very, very wrong, and I concern for all of us as citizens of this country.
Alfonso, as the human rights defender, what do you self make up of this? You don't care person go na court, then you want let the person first go begin talk na court. You can go, you know begin open the case.
Well, I don't know what's in the court procedure day, the rules and of the courts. Once you don't go to court, we will think we'll just what we'll go for look at whether the court they go through the normal procedure. And so if the court breach the procedures of that particular matter, they will raise concern. Yeah, that now we don't take. We go follow up the process and see whether if the court they breach the rules of procedure. And then can matter then they will take her up with the court, they will take her up with the office of the Chief Justice. And so we believe say the current approach to the Chief Justice they take for do an overall rebranding of the judiciary, it will go a long way for make some judges, because it just like you they can't go the horse now at aside, but you know they force her for drink. So why the Chief Justice go they try for rebrand the judiciary, either in terms of infrastructure and in terms of personnel, but that bench, who said that judge or that magistrate sit down, not the Chief Justice did it. So each and every one by the determined cases and how then they apply the rules of procedures in courts. Now go re-emphasize the work of the Chief Justice in terms of rebranding the judiciary. Mind you, one of the issues that the Truth and Reconciliation Commission came out with in their final report, that what made this war can at this country, now injustice. We directly deal with the courts.
And so for rebrand to that particular point, even as we dey talk, so like how many months now from where Lara and the
Yeah.
deputy don't ask the court for let them interpret the law for them. You know, till
And they
now
can.
the court not assign anybody to that particular case.
Of course, I they can, because that's part of all the issues that they try for bring for highlights. When there is delay, then delay. When they talk say justice delayed is justice denied. So it just now the thing I don't just imply. And if you look at these two things now, you look at the Lara, the Auditor General and the deputy, the issue. Now take them and look the August 8, 9, 10 incidents. The Auditor General institution be done the way before the August 10.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes, please.
And the Auditor General, the government be done institute a tribunal for address the issue of the Auditor General and deputy. Then we can see August 10 we claim lives. Almost 27 people. Whether they, to me, a more grievous than what we look at the office of the Auditor General, the Auditor General. And if that committee where the president said for look at August 8, 9, and 10, then can come out with a swift response and a report on the incident, will not see any reason why the tribunal where the president said the issue will not for don't get a report by now. So they tell you whether, because the more the thing prolong, it give a lot of caution to people. Was the government, for say really the government genuine with the allegation, or for say government gets something in the try for hide or for cover up, so then they cause a delay. And so if government want to do justice and the judiciary want also continue for do the rebranding, I think then for pay attention, for look at the merits and the demerits of this and make sure say then deliver justice as soon as possible. Otherwise, all man can just take and say the judiciary want play back in normal role, compromise or become an appendage of the executive. We would think say that don't look appropriate.
Sayo, plenty people they say this is a deliberate act for keep the Auditor General away from in office, so it not go involved in the auditing of government accounts. Taking into consideration what he do for audit the office of the president, I think in 2019-20, where not being good at all for the office of the president, as they unveil plenty things then they. You subscribe to that kind of concern they or submission they of the public?
Absolutely, I just don't see. I don't stop appreciate the statement saying a travesty of justice and a misplacement of justice. The misplacement of the court procedures, because we don't set up a tribunal. There must have been some procedural order where they don't set up saying so and so get for the wrong happen. 18 months on, it not happen. I think say there is a cover up. I think say there was a deliberate attempt by government to make them silence the Lara peers and deputy for make them not continue for the unveil putting the things say they go on na the government in terms of the country finances, because they actually by pointing that particular audit of the office of the president, I think say it is so alarming to all of us now. Some people know say they can have happen, and some of you know say if they happen, it happen another way of the presidency. So it was shocking to the presidency, the executive, and so they find a way for many to silence this one and the deputy, so that they will go ahead as the business as usual. We all know what's in the happen now. There are a lot of allegations of corruption, misuse of money, etc. Of course, the Africanist press, we all don't know what he don't reveal over time. And I think say that was too much for the president. And then say the hallmark, the benchmark for all of them and have been Auditor General. So they just get find a way for take her out. Just like Alfonso, don't they say? Yes, the August 10 issue was really excruciating, because you get for take up lives them and then set up a committee, less than 4 months or so, then come out to report. Putting on the whole, the tribunal come up with a report on the Auditor General 18 months on. Putting on all there. Why then continue for keep the woman in suspense? Why then continue for keep the deputy in suspense? And now they put on somebody there we not get the actual authority all man for making continue for the do what they do. And we know the see report in this step now. The audit report and we politicians in the government, we Lara as in deputy. So to me, at the same it was come up and it was deliberate for make them go silence down and decide that particular aspect from we as Sierra Leoneans, so they will carry business as usual. Way to me, I think say that a human rights violation of the woman, and as well as Sierra Leoneans who right for more know what the woman do. So to me, I think say it was deliberate. There's no excuse and it was. I don't go into elections. Nobody's talking about it. Barcelona, the raise are up now. Nobody's talking about it. I just campaigning and lies and other propaganda we will release it now. But things that we see on the lives of Sierra Leone, on the prosperity of the country.
Okay, so one other thing we're very key in this case, where could be the last issue we'll talk about for this morning. Now, the issue of precedence. You know, now you find out, say, the power or the law make them very clear, say, the way out then they remove Auditor General from the office, now the same way then they remove Supreme Court judge or the Appeals Court judge. So now, this thing don't be bottleneck. If they use the kind of precedent where they want set now for remove Auditor General, it go tell on the Supreme Court, it go tell on the Appeals Court, because then go get for use the same kind of method where not correct at all. You not feel say that again now one of the bottleneck where they made the case the delay, because as we talk, so no Supreme Court judge not there in this case.
Well, the precedent has already been set. That there's no doubt about it.
Well, for removal now, because they don't begin setting, but now the removal of the Auditor General, that will be the very bad part of them.
Now they say now that the precedent has already been set.
But I think removal of the Auditor General from office, he must get a reason.
To the conscience of the president,
and
say no bad examples they were not set up over this 5-year period. And that some of we don't they cry over time that at least let we look at your own constitution. There's so much powers being invested in the presidency, appointment of judges, etc., etc. To me, it undermines judicial process. We think say there should have been another way where the people forget the hand in the best of the NTR, so that these people can be accountable in terms of the justice to the people. But if you remember, say, hey, now the president appoint me now, and I don't want to go against his feelings. I don't want to go against the feelings of his government and his political party. He just go for dance to the tune. So I say this oversight over this tribunal involving the Auditor General is deliberate, because I know they say that's what will happen, but we all don't know now these orders from above a syndrome we don't the country. Somewhere somehow somebody must have instructed the tribunal for making them slow on this tier, and the with all what he attempt to do for make he ensure he deliver justice across the country to magistrates and don't go na appeal and ever done the see now case and the fast track case and then remote areas there. With all them reforms and the way they do, this particular one I block, this particular one I crowd over all of that. What's wrong? Just dealing with 2 people, setting up a tribunal, 18 months. Damn it, man. I think that something is very wrong, and that bad precedent has already been set. Let God help you no more now. Certain governments the way will come, then go use their conscience, then go use their nationalism and then patriotic spirit for saying no, we will not follow back on those tracks. We will make sure say we do voting we will do in the interest of the general of Sierra Leonean state. But the precedent has already been set, and it's the one.
Alphonsus, the precedent.
Yeah, I think the country, Italek will live in a situation where always they get with the experienced judicial presidents. What they refer, not just put on judicial president, dangerous judicial presidents. And what the current government they do, it's not too different from what the previous government been do, where an Escoma just sack a vice president. Then the court go talk say the president be right. Well, it clearly inside the constitution that the way they remove the vice president from office, now the way they remove president from office are the same way, that same procedure that they use for remove vice president from office. And if it inside the constitution, They just go sack the man election and appoint employer. Then the judges then go to them and say it be right. They don't left that general judicial president. And we can see back almost a similar thing. So what do you want to make the judiciary do? Now for make judiciary, why make them separate the arms of government? Now for make the judiciary also try for check the excesses of the executive. So that if the executive act in contrary or in contravention of the law, that means they go for interpretation. And if they interpret the law, for give meaning to the law, for make people understand, say, A, Mr. President, what you do is not correct. And B, Madam Auditor General, you proceed with me, this is not correct, and they take a position. And they interpret the law. But no can begin to make, just because we want suit or we want protect the office of the presidency and destroy a state institution and do character assassination of somebody who they do extremely well to this country. This current government don't praise the Auditor General on several occasions where they present their reports. Then they hail them.
Yes.
That is, they do extremely well.
Where they be in opposition, yes.
Yes. We don't see any reason again when they in power, this same Auditor General they hail, then they can't take China for look and say, then they attack them or undermine the credibility of that state institution. From the executive side to we, as from the human rights point of view, we think it's not appropriate. So what we try for say is that would they still continue for encourage the judiciary, make them do justice to the issue, and make them follow the law to the latter. And mind you, then see what they do. Some judges then go just think say, pass somebody who think say, they don't get any interest for do an external job or for even continue for doing in professional career outside of the country. If they just limit themselves now here, then I think they will do whatever the executive want to do for them. And that issue of the former president, where he be sacked the vice president from office, the judge is the way go sit up at that panel. It cost a whole judge, senior judge, for lost a job at the International Criminal Court because he was one of the 5 panel of judges who will take that kind of decision. So if you think say you want to maintain your political, your professional conduct and career, some of them kind of appointment, if they even assign that kind of case to you, either you take the law to the latter or you recuse yourself from that, say, I can't handle it. You protect yourself. And so would they encourage the judiciary, as they continue for rebrand the judiciary, may they give justice so that people then will begin to get confidence, not only on state institution, but how the judiciary they ensure say they separate the powers of the presidency as against the functions of other state institutions.
All right. So we're still inside the court. Let's jump to another issue, and we'll go inside the other paper when at the source newspaper. The source newspaper get this one. We say, Supreme Court, the last attempt to ditch Samuel Kamara thrown out. Basically to talk about the case of, Paul Kamara and that of Alimami Colson Touré. Where the Minister for Petition, they ask the court for they actually, interpret certain things them and see if whether Dr. Samuel Kamara or Samuel Kamara gets right for contest in this election or not. And now the court, they don't use technical knockout for being throw that case there out of the court again. Sayo, what do you make up of this?
Well, could say no more? You get things the way they happen. You can just start say Sierra Leone, then season film the way we they act. The good, the bad, the ugly. At times, each of Paul Kamara and team. I don't say at the need time at them particular point here after this man don't go through all the rigors of getting elected at the party national convention. Then they can not
I did lie for there. Tell us the voice they be capture and let us send them.
Okay, sorry about that. Yes, go ahead.
I say the court not only threw the matter out because Dr. Samuel Kamara win the convention and is the acclaimed flag bearer for the APC. Then on procedural matters, because when the file matters in a court, you get certain procedures the way they particularly when I Supreme Court, they were expecting Supreme Court there and they for Kelgo for put up the case, say yes, this is why I'm petitioning, this is why I'm doing this and that. So now then, the judge they go through as against what the appellant said therefore do. So in this case, the judge, a section of the Supreme Court procedures, the way they for file, section 90, if I remember very well, they say breach are not fulfilled and they go it's not Supreme Court by in this bill half. They can't just say like whole bunch they can go. They make them they don't tell you say we they can and this and this and this and this respect. So you are already guided as to what is expected of you to make it present matter. So for them, they not fulfill all the matter. So the Supreme Court will not have wasted any time asking them, hey, why didn't you bring this? Why didn't you do that? So they sit as agreed on the date, and then they don't peruse through the document and say, no, something is short on this particular matter, so long, not waste time. So the matter. So in judicial context, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge. I think say then on procedural matter, say the process of filing in the case against Dr. Samura was wrong, it was inadequate, and it was short of the document that we're supposed to argue the matter at the court. So in that case, I think say the Supreme Court and get this very correct, and we hope say like how Alfonso they say, then go they look keenly at then thing then they we no go be influenced by any other constitution but on delivery of justice. Because if you tell me go to court, they go to court, they will go half, then the court will come and release them. We will talk about. Get a comprehensive document go to court against me. Then myself can go my own comprehensive defense against myself. So that along the time it makes it easier for the court for me then go do what people do and so on and so forth. So in this matter, the Supreme Court was very proactive. They look into the document and presented to them as against Dr. Samura and candidacy, and then find out say it was inadequate, it was inappropriate, and it's short of the vital thing the way they actually need for me to put up the case.
All right, Alphonsus. Unmute your mic, please. I'll be muted just not because of the background. Alphonsus, yes, without you. Alphonsus, unmute your mic, please. Yes, I'll be muted because of the background.
Oh, yeah. Right. Sorry. When you begin to talk, say the Supreme Court case out of technicality. They're not to technicality they use. The Supreme Court just do their job. They don't look at the merit of the case. Okay. Now the rules of procedure, the court rules what they get. Then they just follow. And the Supreme now a busy place. They know they go there for go sit down for that. They know they go there for go teach you the law or how you for go file in a case. Then they go there for go look at what he presents. Yes. And if what he presents is not fall within the context of the law and for me that's not for continue, they waste their time. That's true. They just take an intro and say, go back. So if you get time for go sit down back again for go do anything, it's left to you. And so then just do justice to the matter and do justice to the people of this country. That is all. And if we think so they can take political cases, we can go before them. Now so they can do them, work with them quickly. I think say that they help this country a lot. Okay. Today I think the program basically they look at the laws, certain things them inside the law. On this same court and anti-corruption, this time around slightly to the Anti-Corruption Commission. One issue been come up one time, where this paper they carry again, is a ACC fraudulent. ACC exposes, Motherland City scam. In other words, Motherland City, now this also company where become say that they build hosts and then go they sell them to people at affordable cost. They begin take money that people earn, not knowing that the company they don't even take money in a bank them and they don't get any good intention for do something at the country. Anti-corruption will not endorse this particular case, this particular project at one point, and they even threaten say anybody will not foresee the progress of this particular Motherland City, then we'll make sure say they go against them. We see somebody from the social media by the name of Dr. Lahai begin for blow on this thing, say no, something wrong in this. When I look at this, He begin expose thing there. Anti-corruption take our back. And now
Anti-corruption don't find out certain things them. Is because wetin me see na instead of anti-corruption charge go court, anti-corruption now don't refer this case to police. What do you not think of this? Because we know say anti-corruption get right for prosecute na courts.
Well, technically, anti-corruption they go prosecute cases will involve matters where they deal with corruption, either misuse of funds, embezzlement, or whatsoever. But if anything we get criminal aspects, it's not within their jurisdiction. So probably if they refer to the police, if they suggest say there's some criminality in the conduct of that institution, and we're not to anti-corruption, then you mandate landed for handle criminal cases, and so they go just professionally refer to the police the way they handle criminal matters. So if they do that one day, probably they do justice to the issue itself. And there are a lot of things we anti-corruption need for do again for ensure say we address some of them one day when they come. There are other people the way they also come, where they do a lot of things. They give people that they go left money, say then they multiply you this and that, then they run. And people they know. And some money they sell property for go to that side. Money they way you never get paper. Then they tell you they go make you turn doctor. And those groups, then they exist and freedom. And they're all about, and then they know. Police are aware, they not do nothing. Then they only wait. We say thousands of people, the resources don't go before government action. And it's wrong. So me, I think if anti-corruption refer to the police, there is a reason where they believe say now police for handle that particular aspect. Any matter we deal with corruption, we fall within their mandate. Anti-corruption they refer to police, then they take appropriate action.
Okay, Sayo.
Yeah, right. So corruption then get the own mandate. But look at corruption, abuse of office, etc. And if they don't force a claim and even threat is say because no what program 20 and so it happen. The problem with in this country about due diligence to people the way they can focus the so-called investors. People who do thorough due diligence on them ground. We don't get a case of wealth builders then at this country where they don't run away with billions of people overnight. This day then kind of thing now the Bank of Sierra Leone the responsibility for making the due diligence on them because once they do with finances,
And you as well get the financial intelligence unit.
Exactly. So the data don't sum up, say they do due diligence. When somebody can apply, say I am this, I want this, I want to do that. You don't just rush into accepting the proposal, they then go ahead. You do due diligence. Due diligence is a background check. Who say in the commodity and get the resources, who they back them up. If they are local in the race fund, who they involve. Get those people, check them, and so say then get the capacity for do voting and non say they do. But the unfortunate thing is that this back and always been left for the old money. And people that don't know Sierra Leone now for being so prone to that, then they come in with whatever ideas and say, no, let's just go to this limited sum of money, we'll pay way through certain people and then we'll go ahead. And that is the problem, and that don't affect this economy, that affect people their livelihoods. Because like wealth builders, for example, maybe they investigate that matter thoroughly. They people that then come, then go through the Bank of Sierra Leone, they say they do a microcredit kind of thing. Then they multiply the money there. First 6 months, the people away go, some can go 50 million, 20 million, 30 million. Over 3 months, they increase the money, they make so they encourage them for invest more. So you reach a point now where they not see they don't get more than what they escape. Now one more in time, more people they go now, they don't even need security at the office. You can imagine that. So it turned the whole free turn in turmoil, then market two and then this type people their money, then just go. Nobody traced them when they some of we do all kinds of not able for member outside the so Sierra Leone don't turn a mind for fake investors them. because simply no no say just come in with a small with some small amount of money and then you pay your way to those concerned for check we. Once then you go ahead, you can do whatever you want to do. So what you know happen with this particular project might not be far away from that. Say they not do due diligence on anything, then people don't come and get the corrupt intent, and then they don't do what you do for free from people there, and then they see you out. Now you don't come now and come the anti-corruption. They say, wow, this something is wrong somewhere, and let we to the police, or let them look at the criminal aspect of it. So for the anti-corruption, for me, they shift the matter back to the police. I think say that was right, because the police they have responsibility for make them check criminal conduct of people where they come in citizens as well. So I think say that was right, but now the timing is wrong. The timing is wrong because the bad go don't do happen. A lot of people then go don't get affected by this and the concern go live now whether they will get this back, get justice back from everything, whatever they go don't put in, whether they go don't misuse.
Alright, so we dey take two last issue. The first one amongst the two, now this one, 5 game changers addresses, bread and butter issue. JJ Safa wants 3 months after they win the election for let them change the issue of the economy and restore what they call bread and butter. What do you make up of this? Sayo.
Yes, you see, the thing on now, the country, we're there at a crossroads. Because this is 5 years on, and if very JJ Safa, when the manifesto director, whatever of the SLPP, in the 5 years on the radio, they explain all sorts of fantasy about calibrating the economy, moving arm from the what according to what they say the bad economic system where they meet. Me been get the privilege for working at Ministry of Finance as the Director of Communications and Public Relations. I'm not an economist, but I know most of the things that we've been the happen where I will get for make the public know with the pass through me. And I will get the privilege a lot of donor meetings because I'll get for report to the public. I will get the honors for bringing in civil society and the media for make them go question certain things them. Alfonso Mali know that very well. We they hide too much things that would happen. Now they claim say they meet an austerity and a country where in austerity, they can't not meet nothing that they reserve, and then promise it and go do bread and butter. And as today now, this is no story again. Like you tell the young boy they really under 20 years, under 15 years about what will be happen by the war. Then they watch and a film, then will take and say an illusion or whatever. This is reality. We all know now the cost of living. We all know that the cost of prices of commodities, etc., all over the place. The hardship where they go on the country, the difficulty people in the face for make them survive, etc., etc. Nothing has been done so far for make what the bread and butter issue. The issue of the free quality education, they talk say families and they get money for save. How much that money they go take away the people away for the people for 1 year? How long you go take for it? And the way bag of rice they go now to 700,000. The dollar is about 2,400 and something now. So to me, I see na the same fantasy where the SLPP government is build back in the minds of people, because the Cleoman can talk say we marry the right the was net the batch see I get for sweet, but we don't see 5 years on things they go from other to other. We don't see a lot of things the way the TRC report been very much against, where they don't drive this country almost at the brink of it. We don't see a lot of things. I just come on upline. I go Kenima and Kailaun for go train a journalist there on conflict sensitive reporting. You cannot believe it. Even for make you see one opposition a campaign poster the length and breadth of them district, and then you highly find it. And civil society them very silent over that. Nobody's crying about that kind of injustice. And then yet they can't tell you say they get 5 points more crucial of it. They say they can't fix Sierra Leone. We don't see over time the huge amount of money we don't spend on importing machinery, etc., etc. Not a grain of rice we don't see come up from that place. In fact, if you look at rest now, and not hardly for Malaysia, we all just have opened up and then with my Pakistani rest, Chinese rest, etc., etc. You know, so I just take a thing now. This should be the business of Sierra Leoneans. For let them consider reality from falsehood. For let them able to differentiate from propaganda and reality. Because this country for long would only suffer in the hands of fake politicians, would only suffer in the hands of rogue politicians, because they will come in with them phantasmal things and they where people will just take and say, oh, yes, this is reality, let me go in. But the sad thing about this all the political party allegiance are not based on principles, not based on manifestos. Manifestos they only do for me to satisfy the international community. Manifestos are just done for me to get away, for me to go sit down and talk. Just follow the campaign. Just follow the campaigns. The president and the wife when the lead campaign are there, they will not talk on the issues, how it don't impact on people then 5 years on. The manifesto where they come up with, they know they talk on what thing they don't do, we don't impact on people in life positively 5 years on. Now only for begin attack personality, attack party. But that's not what we want as people. May them tell we now say 5 years on, we ask when I'm not gonna vote you, let we continue on this project don't start A, B, C, and D.
Okay.
But that's not happening. So to me, I've been saying that the same illusion in the type of bill that people have, because they know now say there are certain people that are doggedly loyal to them political party there, no matter what wrong they do, no matter what in action they take in terms of improving their lives, they will die supporting them, they will die voting for them. So that is my own disappointment about the generality of Sierra Leoneans, that we know the thing Sierra Leone with the thing political party. We know the thing Sierra Leone with the thing personality. Na my brother did it, na my auntie did it, na my sister did it, na my cousin did it.
Alphonsus.
That is affecting us. That is what is the bill of this particular campaign now, moving on with this new 5 master point where they come with. When we take and see na same falsehood, nothing of the people.
All right. Alphonsus, what you know you take on this 5 game changer for Arias bread and butter? And same way, so they ask for 3 months for let them fix the economy after them vote them in again.
I think now unfortunate and misleading. And before I go looking at the unfortunate and the misleading aspect of the statement of Chief Minister J.J. Safar, they completely tell we say the president come with the new direction. And this new direction, each and every member of the president in cabinet get their interpretation of new direction. So if they tell we say in 3 months' time, then they change the economy of this country, it completely misleading. And I don't know how they interpret your new direction, which is probably different from the president's new direction. If you not transform the economy of this country in 5 years, I don't see the magic way they play in 3 months for transform the economy. It really misleading. And it's not appropriate at all. It's unfortunate for the mere fact that when the president go for closed parliament, in his statement, he talks say they don't receive $500 million when they don't invest on agriculture. $500 million, I'm talking about sensible currency, where the value of that money you put into loans, they go into trillions.
You mean $5 million or 500?
And if you don't invest into agriculture, $5 million, you hear me? Into agriculture, my brother, then we'll not see the rest where they don't produce, where they don't harvest. Then now they tell us in 3 months' time, you turn the economy. That's not correct at all. Then secondly, why I talk to you unfortunate, we all know what they go on at the global community in terms of the war now, Ukraine and Russia, whether about food distribution. But apart from that, if things they go up, the wage bill, the minimum wage in this country, except if I forget now, say it's always at 1 million. Don't assume that 1 million. If the government really serious, any sensible person, even with a family of 2 or 3, 1 million euros, no, they serve them for the month. You know, they serve them for the month. We begin to do a complete breakdown and how things in a day with the economy. So in other words, even what they give people their living standards is not commensurate to the economic status or the economic situation of the country. And at that, in fact, now that thing they prompt people for become more corrupt. So why the institution on the type of fight corruption, the state, they create the opportunity for many people to become corrupt. So in other words, this whole issue of corruption is also the hands of government, because it's environment for people that become corrupt, because the way people they live, what is they pay people for them take home, it not they justify anything. So if somebody they say they control money for the state, before it work on that, because they want for make ends meet. They don't they pay person by year. They pay them monthly basis. They ask people to pay as rent. And not only our rent by the year, they ask you say pay 2 years, pay 3 years. Who say expect that person for go get that money? And you pay that person the less amount of money for his salaries. So now make say JJ Safari statement is so unfortunate. You know, let's not take the people of this country for granted. Why we appreciate what the government don't do in bringing progressive laws, where in the history of this country we never see them, for women, even for own property, for own land. You know, all those things are progressive laws, but men not take it for granted. JJ Safari don't talk about bread and butter, even when they be in opposition. Then when he come, when you talk about bread and butter, it's enough for the one who they work. But when they're in opposition, you don't be ever qualified who for enjoy bread and butter. You say bread and you be sure say bread and butter, all man forget that. Then when you begin work, now don't take power, you say no bread and butter now for the one who they work. So you know they work, there's no issue for bread and butter. So you begin qualify. So is it because we're in power now, you not deliver defend excuses? And we not think say it appropriate for me, JJ Safari use that word say in 3 months' time, they transform the economy. Even the most industrialized world, no, they transform the economy in 3 months' time. So let not make we as fools. Let them give respect to the electorate and to the voters, and the one they vote. Let them give respect. Let them give what they don't do, how they go build or how they go transform the economy in a period of a tell say in 3 months' time. May not take we as people away foolish.
All right. And lastly, when they talk about the election now, you know, taking into consideration the voter register where people in the opposition they ask for, taking into consideration several questions around the electioneering process and all of them things, and they, you know, how they see, you know, the process and how the election will get for Talek, you know, because we see in the beginning a lot of people and the way we go say them disenfranchised, they not forget the opportunity for register, and now people don't register, some of the name they go come out other part to side, they not even go able for pay transport. Some man not even cross Waterloo one day. Now the way he register in Facebook in name and details go come on a Kailam, for example, how would them go able for do all of them things there? How they see with all of them problem there, so we ECSL get now the end. How will they see the election June 24th? This will be the last question. Alphonsus.
All right, yeah, because I'll be just one step out. Now, let me respond quick, then I will step out.
Please.
But in the first place, when you look at elections in totality, when you look at them from one isolated incident or when they take in the totality, you try for put an into percentage. If this will happen in this percentage, it affect the outcome of the elections, or it undermine the outcome of the election. If it is yes, then it become concern. If it is no, they become of a much concern. But
so I'll turn the question back to you. You feel say with the kind of problem the world on the year, it will affect the outcome of the election?
It don't go affect the outcome of the election based on voting reliably we get on who your information.
So what
Because
about, for example, the reference we make? People then don't they register, then face them in the details, they know the side and get for day. Some man get for beginning, some man don't even know side get for vote.
The issue of missing information or miscrossing of information. Daniel, I mean, go take first. But the issue of voter ID card, not an issue.
No, not to the ID card per se, but
ID card, because the voter ID card, not an issue. The vote, when you remove the voter register from any polling center or polling station, that voter ID card not get any use. It not get any use.
But even to this term, opposition, for example, not able to see the voter register. If problem can they at the end of the day, how they going to rectify that?
At the camp. Now premises are on for you.
Please go ahead.
For telling the voter ID card not be much an issue for making vote. Okay. Because that voter ID card, in the absence of voter register, you cannot vote. You cannot vote. So the voter register is paramount in the process of voting. If the voter register it gets problem, it's faulty, it's dangerous than when you voter ID card, you don't see your face, a blank or whatsoever.
So now as we talk, so we're not able for no safe if it's faulty or not, because nobody able for see them. Few weeks to the election.
Well, now that will the time for me to see let ECSA come back to, because the voter register for be make available to all political parties. And to one the way like we see human rights defenders or other CSOs the one time in the right.
So for example, if you human rights defenders get that voter registered in the 2 days to the election, you go able for go through and for no side problem there.
You're not going to go through that's the push for make ECSA a short the voter register then pull and push so that political parties they will get the time, because the moment you delay for publish the voter register, it creates some element of doubt in the process. Another element of doubt in the process of elections, we always try for avoid, because the moment you begin to get doubt in the electoral process, it will undermine the outcome of the election, it will undermine the integrity of the elections.
Correct. All right. Thank you very much, Alphonsus. I'll just allow you for go, and we hope for they get you again. And I want to wish you good luck on your exam.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
God bless you too. Sayo, the issues them plenty around the election. What do you think? You know, the outcome, that just puts the same question way Alphonsus asked. You think, say, the problem that we surround the election will affect the outcome of the election?
It therefore affect them in the interest of the ruling government.
Okay. Waiting that name, please explain to me.
Whatever way the ECSL do, it is deliberate.
Oh, sorry about that, but the line disconnects.
And it is equally in line in league with within the ECSL do.
Okay.
If you recall, if I don't see recently, there is IGR Institute for Governance Reform, where this and Lara the head not come out with a post-election prognosis, then don't give over 50% vote to President Bio.
Yeah, it's 59%. Yeah. All right, you still watch we had on YouTube and on Facebook. Sayo, I'm very sorry. The line break. We not get what you say. You say it already give 59% of the votes to President Bio. Go ahead.
It already don't set the stage already. ECSL, irrespective of all the cries where the opposition parties then they cry, so they not get people will get for listening to that. Now, one serious thing about voter ID cards, you get a lot of voter ID cards that people not go take.
Alright, please not patient with them. This last part look one be really strong.
Irrespective of the quality, them very blood, so man, they watch whether if na man or na woman, they go carry man name, go carry yourself. The suspicion where they come that the ECSL linking, then go allow the regional offices them, particularly that the ruling party stronghold, or maybe they go distribute them card and to people that we can answer. Mohamed Toure answer yes, Mohamed Toure Mohamed Toure the card, but you know for identify in this. They allow for vote. So if we don't call out say let the ECSL when they get deadline way for collecting card, then they no collect card, they collectively make them collect all them cards, then they face them come in the presence of all political parties, either them find a way where they go put her on a lock key or them, because nobody go claim them. If not that they go likely, there is every likelihood, because the only thing we believe now rest on the shoulders of the SNP to make them win this election start to reading. Then they cut across, they see how they don't intimidate opposition party supporters, then they also cause strongholds in the south and the east. We don't see how they don't psychologically condition people there, they don't threaten people there for even drive them come out of them prison. They can say just commodity, I have every evidence that just commodity very recently last weekend. So already like how they say there's a clear passive. The end result get for Tamba Lara. That one day I want make una rest assured, Leona ready for the most international support for help that this election result was long as it is, considering the condition which allow people then they considering the ineffectiveness of the SNP the past 5 years, considering the fact they not do nothing tangible enough way it really affect the impact on people their lives there. Then they use threat, then they use the security forces, then they use all other means we available to them to make them suppress and make sure say yes. So I no doubt we Andrew Lavali come up with them kind of and the Carl, that's the Carl back where Ibrahim took himself the head, with jingles them, where they kind of for calm down the people there in case if whatever happen, no, we are not doing nothing, now let go to the court. We all know, of course, when the ruling party they power they win, then you the position so they protest against that, they contest and for court, we know that the ultimate aim. So what you really try for say there is unfairness already manifested by the ECSL, there is unfairness already manifested by the PPSL, political parties, PPRC or whatever. Yes, because a lot of things that really happen we know the favor of fairness that the process against the other political parties are silent over them. They know they do nothing, and even in cases where in the opposition parties they raise concern, then just they look at with levity. So me, I know say right now, so they on tenterhooks, they now they facing an election, so the people say it will reflect the vote and the will of the people them for them we get a better aspiration in the next 5 years. Then they get for very stalled, and they get for be a very serious problem for security and well-being in this country. So me, as far as I'm concerned, the elections already they don't determine them. Elections already it is going the way they don't fix them, and that is going to be a serious problem. And the first in that possible they will be faulty of that. Now Mr. Kone na ECSL and in courts then as commissioners of the regions. That is very clear. People in all raise concern. There's even an attempt by some thinking where they go around so maybe the opposition then come out now for maybe protest against this year, particularly the voter register we talk about now. It's less than 3 weeks to an election. Political parties they need for plan how they will send their agents there across for maybe look for determine how many voter they per voter station. Voter center different from voter station. If voter station say na 200 for the now these are the 200 people who they know aim for no run they aim for send most of the trust there for send where the agent all across. That has not been done. They can't just somebody just suggest no. They go wait now till we don't reflect 3 days to the elections. They say okay we don't pull out. I will see how political parties they will get for brace up, commit up, and challenge them. So the issues frankly, I'm talking as a Sierra Leonean, not only as a journalist. I'm talking as a Sierra Leonean concerned. Say that the outcome, where they come up, all this and say it's going to be very unfair. They have create serious problem in this country.
All right. Thank you very much, Sayo Kamara, for joining me inside the program today. We appreciate your analysis like always, and they look forward for the get you as we go on to this election. Thank you very much. God bless you. Get yourself a good day, sir.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
Yeah. All right, in name Sayo Kamara, in a senior journalist, we've been analyze the issues them. Of course, you know, sir, you say this now we start yesterday, and at the end so today, we try basically for say, this election possibly go end up with something when the road could scarce, and the ECSL will be at the center of everything, so we look for everything will get for happen. Well, thank you very much. You don't come and like, you don't share, you don't watch, you don't comment, you don't subscribe for the first time. We come again on net inside we program what we call, we are. The name now Sembepe the Freedom Fighter. Until we meet again inside another beautiful edition of the program we had. I want to say God yourself a wonderful day. God bless you all. God bless your country, where we call we are. We love you all so much.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they